Hello everyone, this is Sriraj. I'll be your host today for the session. And today's reading is about Tuesdays with Morrie. So yeah, I wanted to start the session with a word, memento mori, which is a Latin word, which is a symbol for death. That one day you will be dying. And the other quote is from the movie Guzarish, which is life is short, break the rules, forget quickly, kiss slowly, love truly, laugh uncontrollably, and never regret anything that made you smile. So yeah, the summary of this book is about the book is about Mitch Albom and Morrie and their conversation on Tuesdays. So Morrie is a professor, he's a sociology professor, and Mitch is the student. So Morrie is suffering from ALS, and after the college, this guy will go to his house, having conversations with Morrie. So yeah, Morrie being in his deathbed talks about different topics where he gives his views on everything to Mitch, and yeah, and Mitch yeah, so and Mitch is seeing Morrie as his a teacher, like he looks up to him. So yeah, well, the first topic I want to talk about is death. So yeah, what if like I have this real death experience? Okay, so when I was studying my diploma in architecture, my college is used to be near Ramoji Film City. So I used to come down from Ramoji Film City to Chikatpalli via Dilshuk Nagar. So when I was heading back to my home, I had to go down at Dilshuk Nagar. So that day I tore my slipper, so I didn't boarded on the bus. So after me reaching home, I saw this news on TV that there was a twin blast happened in Dilshanagar bus station where I I should have been boarded down. So after hearing that, you know, I had this like quick flash of what I did in my life and what I regretted not doing. So have you guys ever experienced anything like that? You can share it with us. Hello. So yeah, and
Hello everyone, this is Akshita. Can you
hi,
hear me?
Akshita. Yeah, we
Hi.
can hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I'd like to talk about a similar experience, not similar, but something like that.
Yeah.
When I was in my fifth grade, I was electrocuted. Like I was playing hide and seek, and I put my leg on the transformer's wire. So I fell, and somehow my sister spontaneously took a broomstick and hit me, and she removed the wire from my leg. So my face was burned. I was unconscious for a day. So I always used to think my face was burned. like when I was younger, I was this cute kid who couldn't imagine herself having her face burned. Like that was really scary. I couldn't look at my own face for months together because I couldn't imagine what my life would have been if I had scars on my face. My that was my fear. I always feared saying, "What if my face?" Like I could have gone through more surgeries, but miraculously nothing. I didn't have to go to anything. But uh, so later now, when I like after I don't know, like after a few years, it's not scary anymore. Like maybe I would have survived. Maybe my life would have been different, but I don't know. That's something I wanted to share. Like over the time, it's not scary anymore. Maybe like initially that was always my fear. Like what would I have become? I wouldn't have the same friends, or what my life would have been. I would have been scarred for life, or mentally or physically. But now I think I don't know. It was a good thing or something. It's good enough, I think. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. So yeah, I also had this similar experiences where I was, I was in I was in accident and I almost lost my tongue while falling down the staircase. Then I was also thinking, you know, if I have lost my tongue, what would it be? I love to sing. I love singing, and it would be something else. It is like when I have that thought, it scares me a lot. So yeah, anyone else who's sharing their experiences about near death experiences, or what you think about death? So yeah, and after that experience, you know uh, now I feel that I shouldn't regret for anything, and I shouldn't stop myself of what I want to do. So yeah, and well, anyone?
Okay, so yes, this is Deepti. So I just want to tell one of my experience. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Dipti.
Okay. So, 6 months back, when I was about to cross the road, so I was waiting for the signal to turn on, and it already the signal was already green to walk on the road, and then it went off already, and then I was busily chatting with someone beside me, and they were conscious about the signal and they stopped, but I was just running away on the road, and my friend suddenly pulled me back when a car came rushing to hit me. So, and for a second I was like, my brain got like just everything stopped at that moment. Like it was like, oh my god, what if that car had hit me? Like I couldn't imagine that thing. Like, and my friend just pulled me back and she was like, are you stupid? Have you lost your mind? Where are you concentrating and all? And then that fear, like I did not know what would have happened after that. Like, yes, we everyone has that fear of death, and when we are conscious about death, as said in the book, miracles do happen. Like we really know how to live in a better way. So that's my experience about it.
Thank you so much. And well, after that, okay.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I want to share something, not a near-death experience, but I experienced my father dying, just like how Morrie is dying in front of his student here in the story. My father knew that he was going to pass away a week before he died, and in that week he actually informed all his relatives and all our cousins and everyone who could came near him, and he actually died in my house. Everybody came to my house, and it was wonderful to see. I mean, that last few minutes when he actually passed away, and after he passed away, there was a certain aura of a kind of a bright light which was there in the room. Just something special was there in that room when he passed away. So that was something very beautiful, and he did not fear death. He was at least externally. Internally, he didn't express any fear. In fact, he went away saying blessings to everybody. So that was my experience of something where I saw death at very close quarters. And I'd also like to comment on your experience, Sriraj, in which you say that you had in a flash, you saw your whole life. That is amazing, because that's exactly what they say happens in every person's death. They see their entire life in a flash. So I'm waiting to see my whole life in a flash too. That's it.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So and when you were telling about your father's experience, I just got, I just remembered a scene from Guzarish. In the climax, he calls everyone he loves and share happiness with them, and finally go happily. That is what I wanted to do. Like when I know I'm dying, that is what I wanted to do with me and with my friends, having around and share happiness. And yeah, after that, after reading, after Mori telling about how death changes how you see life, I understood then. I have a lot of happiness around which I've not giving a thought about it, and we should give, and we should start loving people around us, and we should also take that love coming from them. So yeah, like I always I always had a like I always had these people, where Mitch had Mori. I had these lecturers, like from since my childhood. I had these lecturers who are trying to show path to me, and open my mind and see everything in a different manner. So I want you what I want you to ask you people, do you have any person where they opened your mind, or they created new perspectives for you?
Yes, Sriraj, I wanted to share my experience about professors, because apart from having a family and friends during our initial 20 years, we will be closely interacting with the teachers and professors. So in my college, there was one Max professor. So he has this great aura that not just Max, about everything, everybody likes him, and then people will also go and share their problem with him. So not everybody does that, right? Or not everybody will be willing to listen as well. So I when I read about Mitch, then Mitch and his professor, I thought about my professor as well, because he guided so many people from different backgrounds, guided them properly. So there is a lot of fan base available for him as well. So like this professor, which Mitch is
Can you
talking
please
about.
keep your mic closer, like when you're telling?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I can.
Yeah, so that's what the professor which we had during our college days is similar to what Mitch had. So nice memories recollected during reading this. Except.
Yeah, so I also had a similar lecturer who has this aura. When you are around, when I'm around her, I'll be very happy. I'll be positive. Doing my work with a lot of positiveness and happiness. I used to enjoy working with her. When I was when I'm still studying in architecture, and she used to teach me. So yeah, I used to go around with her, to learn stuff, to learn new things, and enjoy what I work. So yeah, anyone else?
Hello.
Yeah, Bhavana.
So when you mentioned about the role that professors tend to play in our lives, I got this really nice memory of when I was in third and fourth. I used to get. I wouldn't exactly say bullied, but yeah, sort of bullied around by my classmates and all of that. And I was really low on self confidence and self esteem and all of that. And I had this one teacher who was my SSC professor, and she played such a huge role because she came up to me, she talked to me, she was like, I'll be there for you when you need me. You can come and you can share your things with me. And I still remember to this date as to how much confidence it gave me when she was around. Even if it would be just for like half an hour of class, or like she was a class teacher, so for the attendance time that she was in the class, I used to feel so comfortable, so happy around them. And it's a very special bond that a student shares with a teacher. And it's very rare to find that one teacher in your life who you can relate with, and who can share your life and teach you things that you'll remember all through your life. And I'm just glad that you could find that. And it would be wonderful if everyone, like every child, could find that at least once in their lifetime. It does make a huge difference.
Well, yeah, I had a lot. I was so lucky that I had these lecturers who could make my life happy. They telling me that I can do what I wanna do. Don't uh, just don't get this. Don't get anxious about it. You can do it. They used to support always. Yeah, everyone needs, every single person needs a person in their life, to who can just show some, show path for them, or yeah. So anyone else?
Yeah. So I like how people find really good teachers and lecturers around them, which encourage them to become a better person. But when I was studying my intermediate, I was into a China batch. I don't know how many of the people relate to that. Uh, so we had really strict teachers, not strict teachers, very strict. What do we say? People who used to work under them, who used to call jailers or something. And yeah, it didn't feel like going to the college anymore. It felt more like going to a place where you just hanged out with a lot of fake people, and a lot of lectures were very bored. I was very much into medicine back then, and suddenly when I came into this college, I just couldn't um, push myself to attend those lectures anymore. These lecturers, these students, nobody inspired me to attend even a single class in a week. It really dialed down to nothing for me in a week, and I would just bunk and write. And that was a time when I started to write a lot. I'm a professional writer now. I I just couldn't confront going to that place anymore. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I could also relate it to you because right now I'm studying architecture, and well, yeah, the lecturers that I have are also not putting efforts to teach. They're just they're not even preparing themselves for the class they're attending to. They just open in front of they open internet and they just start reading what is there in internet. They are not even making the topics interesting. Well, and hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so yeah, well, yeah, that was I can relate it to you. I can
Yeah.
relate you.
Not just that, the worst part is they're kind of killing the interest that people originally have when they come into a course. And when it becomes non-existent, you just kind of lose it. And I think eventually this generation, when they become teachers, we kind of have to keep this in mind, that we try to engage and nourish the type of environment that we're trying to provide.
Yeah. So anyone else?
Hello, Siraj, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello, Sagar. We can hear you.
So I just wanted to share a little instance from my schooling. I still remember I was in sixth grade, and as kids we all have our own share of troubles that we go through. So I had my class teacher. Her name was Suma Paul, ma'am. She was also our English teacher, and as I said, we've all had our own share of troubles and whatnot. We all struggle some in our daily lives. But there was this instance where during one of our pre-boards, she just, out of nowhere, she just spoke about me in front of the whole class. All she said was, "Sagar, you did a great job. How amazing did you write the exam?" And I was absolutely moved. I was like, wait, did I actually write the exam well? That was magical, because nobody ever told that to me, and especially in front of a bunch of people. It showed me that she really believed in what I had written there, and that I had maybe done a good job. Now, the exam was out of 75. I still remember my marks. It was 57.5, and there were still people around me who scored 60, who even went as high as 71 or 72, since it was a language. But just the fact that she believed in me and she spoke in front of so many people still gives me that confidence that I can do things if I try. I don't care about the marks, but the idea that I did well and that someone appreciated it was very important and special to me. And I was so glad to meet her. I was so glad to have come across such a person in our lives, and I just thought I'd share that with her, because I think she still, to this day, I think she somehow plays a very important role in my life, and she still strengthens me. So yeah, thank you for listening, and I understand what you're relating to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sagar. So yeah, and why? Hello.
Yeah, I just want to ask all of you one thing. If you see the story, in that Morrie has gone through a lot in his life. He's lost his mother at a young age, and then he has had to work to make money, and on top of that, he also goes to the Jewish temple there and prays for his mother. Later, his brother gets polio and he blames himself. Then he has a second mother, and then he's gone through all these difficulties in life, a lot of poverty and everything, which has made him pretty religious. Religious, but in a philosophical way. Like he reads everything, he doesn't follow one thing. I want to ask all of you, do you think that all these hardships are necessary for people to be empathetic to others in life? Do you think his Morrie's hardships made him a more empathetic person, or do you think the religious studies made him a better human being? What do you think happened in Morrie's life?
Hello.
Yeah, hello, we can hear you, Bhavna.
Yeah. So yeah, the question that she asked, I do feel like empathy is something which, like, I wouldn't say everyone is born with it. Because it's not something that we are born with. I would say that it's something that we learn to, and we see and learn by what's going on around us. So that's how, like, mostly it's just like when we were kids, if we see our parents being, empathetic and kind to people around us, then that's how we learn to be empathetic to other people too. But then I also feel like sometimes it's necessary for us to go through a certain pain to really understand the meaning of it. It's like unless and until you've not gone through it, can you actually understand a deeper meaning. So if you've gone through a really hard phase in your life, maybe you'll come out appreciating life a lot more than you went in. So I wouldn't say it's always necessary for us to face hardships, but hardships do make us more empathetic and more, knowledgeable about ourselves and about others and their situations. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Well, yeah, for me, it is also the same. So I think, if you're facing hardships, then you learn new things. You'll be stronger for the coming things. Well, yeah. Well, similarly, I also faced bullying when I was a child, and then I just understand that you shouldn't do that. You should be compassionate to others. You should that makes people be together. So yeah, anyone?
I think that's beautifully said. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So anyone who wants to share?
Yeah, I would like to say that hardships are part of life, and they kind of have to happen to understand the groundbreaking reality in which we exist. Most of us are very fortunate in terms of where our plane of life exists compared to the people who are beneath us and compared to the people above us. So to understand or to travel from one plane to another one, you have to go through stuff, or else you won't appreciate or enjoy it either. So that's why the hardships are very necessary for the mode of life itself. And that's why these things create empathy, and 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 most of all, it kind of matures you, not in just terms of emotional sense, but also in physical sense, where you just start to understand your presence in this world, and also start to understand your own mentality and the way the society functions. So yeah, you kind of have to go through this to understand what life really is.
Well, yeah, I have this reminds me of something. There's this one song which is its name is Beautiful, and the artist is Eminem. Yeah, he talks about how you should be in others head, and you should understand what the other person is also.
I mean, I do see things like that. If I face an hardship, I understand things more like better. Over the years, I've been gaining more through hardship or whatever, to seeing people going through stuff. I would understand, but there are a lot of people, I think, if they face hardship, it's the way that you take, I mean, their perspective. If somebody faces a hardship, I think it's how you take it. Not everybody takes it in a positive way, don't you think? Like, if somebody faces a hardship, there are people who even believe that, okay, I am facing a hardship, even they should face a hardship or something like that.
I'd like to say that the hardship which human beings give to each other is the most difficult to face. Like in this case, Sriraj mentioned bullying. In my case, I would say at one point in my life, I felt alienated from people. I felt alienated because I was out of my batch. And then the hardship was more the way people treated me at that time. So hardship by circumstances is easier to face than hardship which people pose on you.
But yeah, as Morrie was telling, we should always, not be in that phase anymore, and think you should see things in a positive manner. You should see your people around who you love, and the people they love you makes you happier, and you shouldn't be in the grief part that much. You just limit your grief time, and then you have to move on, and as he was telling, you have to enjoy life, doing what you want to do. So yeah, and yes, I will go on.
So exactly, as Morrie said, that he allows himself he gives himself some time to grieve or mourn in the morning, but he does not dwell in it. And I think that was a very important lesson I could take. I'm sure most of us could be, that hardships often happen, but one cannot dwell on it and spend his entire days on it. You must, at the end of the day, somewhere find a path for yourself so that you can walk on it and get out of that circumstance. So, yeah, there are a variety of hardships that come in everyone's lives. It's just that can't dwell on it, as Morrie said. So I think that was an important lesson we can take too.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Deepthi.
So yes, as Vimala said, the hardships which a person gives to other person is a way more hard than financial hardships or whatever other circumstances. So let's make ourselves more good. Let's make people around us comfortable. How he said, love is rational. Give out love and also let it come in. Not only giving out, just don't limit to yourself that I don't need this, I don't need that, I don't deserve this. When you give out love, and also try to accept it from others, don't be mean to yourself. Love yourself and let it come. I just remembered this thing when I read about how he's told about love. Even I used to for myself, I just stay silent and keep things away when I had to say a lot. When my mind has to say a lot, I just don't tell it to people. I just remain silent for days, months, and amidst all the noise happening between and happening around me, I try to keep myself silent, and that is not I recommend to do anyone, because that makes you feel lonely and it doesn't make you feel better in any way. As he said, really, feel sorry for yourself, but put a limit for it. just feel sorry for yourself daily for a period of time, and just let it go and don't let it ruin your day. So that's what I want to tell. Thank you.
So yeah, every time it happens to me, where what I do is, I listen to music, or I'll just get out of that phase, or listen to music, or watch movies, because that music and movies, these are the 2 points which are keeping me happy, or continuing my journey. So yeah, anyone else who wants to share their views?
Deepti, I'd say that there are some things you can never talk about, and it's all right. One doesn't need to share all of oneself to others. Keep some things precious for yourself, because you're precious also, no?
Yeah, true, Vimalan. Thank you so much for that advice. Yeah, I agree with you.
So yeah, anyone who wants to share their views on about the story, or you want to tell about your experiences?
Yeah, can I speak?
Yeah, you can.
As Vimala told, we can just say it as a bone, like people understand others, and then according to the professor, he had a bad phase of like when his mother passed away and all. Once he got a letter, like I'm not a book person as such, so I went through few documentaries and all. So when I went through that, so I think you all had gone through that nightlight program which he went on air. So after that, he got a letter actually from a mother. So during that, when he gave a reply, so he felt very bad. Like the letter was actually the children mother was dead, and then there was like about 8 children, like 3 boys and 2 girls, and then like they couldn't even talk to like people, they couldn't even express themselves. So their dad like wrote a letter to More. So then he expressed like he felt bad, like even he would have like how do I say, he like he used to think like he need a companion to express his feelings with. He felt bad, like even I wished even I could have I could have friends like whom I could express feelings with. So and then he just went into tears and all. So I just went through the document, and it felt so touching actually. Then like you need people to share things, and then my own sister, she doesn't even share anything with me. Like she'll be like I need to hide my feelings, I don't want anyone to trouble and all. I used to keep on tell her like you need to let out things, like at least few things you need to let out. Like yeah, even you have personals, but at least few things you need to share with people, so that the feelings of yours will like come out, and then you'll be free for yourself at least for a time. So you need people to let your feelings out. And then I can relate it with Deepti and my sister. So yeah, thank you.
I believe Mitch makes a list of words or sentences that he decides to talk to Morrie about, and in the end, if you know, there are the last two. The last two of them are forgiveness and a meaningful life. I wanted to ask a question and ask all of you about how how are these two words tied to each other, and can forgiveness
this down, where conversation is going between you and that imaginary person. That person's response is of course imaginary, but what that person would be responding. You go through that whole thing, and you'll find at the end of it, you would have said everything that you wanted to say to him, and you will come up with things that he will also have said to you. When you finish that, when you finish this whole exercise, you'll see that you would have forgiven that person fantastically. It just opens up your mind, and you're no longer doing this chattering business of hatred and anger and all the other emotions. And there's no need to forgive because you have forgiven.
Thank you, Vimal, for telling us the method.
Yeah, to just add to what Vimala just said, I also feel like, when you're in a fight with a person, I always believed that, it like a clap is by both hands, right? So I always felt like if you have had an argument with a person, or if you have had a bad experience with a person, and you fought over it, then there might be a few things that done wrong too, and there might also be a few things that the other person done wrong. So, like, instead of just turned out to be a wrong decision, or turned out the consequences were not what you thought it would be, but then it's very important to not dwell on it, and let forgive yourself, and move on from that mistake, because only if you forgive yourself can is there a room for improvement, a room for you to be better than who you are today. So I also wanted to stress on that, and that it's very necessary for us to not be too hard on ourselves, love ourselves as just as in the book it was mentioned, and also to be forgiveful to people around us and also to ourselves. It makes a huge difference.
Hello. So yeah, Dhanush, do you want to share something? So you can share.
I'm also curious to know if what are your perspectives on a meaningful life? Like, how would you describe a meaningful life? And would it only be a meaningful life if you've lived for 90 long years, and or can a life also be meaningful if it was short-lived, but the journey was something else? Like, are there any insights on that? Any stories you guys would, or any perspectives that any of you guys hold?
Hello.
Yeah.
The question. It's very weird that as a kid, I just want to say this, because as a kid my dad would always be like, not as a kid but as a 11th 12th standard student who was planning to go on engineering, my dad would always be like, what's your goal? Do you want to earn money? Do you want to earn respect? What is your goal in life? And I would always say that the job you do, the house you live in, the food you eat, the clothes you wear, those never defined life for me. I will always say that I might not earn lakhs of rupees every month, but I might be doing something which I really love to do, and that I enjoy every day. I come home satisfied with what I've done today, and that's what would make a meaningful life for me, even if it's short lived. Living every day, loving, doing something that you love, and not having regrets at the end of it, that I wanted to do it at that point of time but I did not do it. That would make a meaningful life for me. A life where you're just living it, not worrying about what people would say, what people would think, just doing what you love to do. That would make a meaningful life for me. Yes.
I just want to what Bhavna said. So first thing, like there is no perfect definition. Like for me, for a meaningful life, like my perspective is like when we are, as mentioned in the book, when we are in the deathbed, and I don't want it like they show in movies and all, like when people get old and they are on deathbed and they want to see all their daughters or granddaughters or sons, and they want to say sorry or give out whatever they wanted to tell them for a long time, whatever, if there are any regrets or if they have to forgive someone or anything, they will be looking forward to. But my thing is like, as mentioned in the book, when if there is a bird on your shoulder and when you're speaking to it and your death has come to you today, and there you are very happy to face it, like you don't have any regrets in your life, like all you did was lived a life fully with values, and you're ready to face it at any time without any regrets and without any baggage carried, like any sadness or anything. Like you are living it every minute, living it fully, with whatever you have, whatever you are doing. It's not about riches and luxuries. It's just about putting your heart out in whatever you do and whomever you are staying with. So that's what for me is like a meaningful life, as asked. Yeah, just that's what I feel like.
Hello. I just wanted to add something what I thought. So for a long time, I kept like maybe breaking myself over thinking what is the purpose of life and what is the higher purpose of life? What are we doing? And these kind of thoughts used to come whenever I was thinking of what we are supposed to do in life. And then slowly, at this point of time, I reached a sort of a conclusion in my head that maybe there is really no such purpose to life. Like, as for me, like there's no real purpose. Like this is what you have to achieve in your life before you die. So what I slowly started feeling, even after that, I connected it to that book we read, I think 2 days back, the Mindfulness. So maybe that is what it is. That's all it is. Mindfulness every day and every minute, and that's all. It's quite simple. We just think there's something more, and maybe there isn't. It's simplicity. That's it. That's my perspective.
Yeah, thank you. For me, it was, I had always this question, okay, whenever, any person would ask me, what do you want to do in your life? And I don't think, the only idea that pops in my mind is, being happy. And, it's like it, when I was in a child, like in my childhood, I used to be surprised, but now, when people ask me and I get the idea, me being happy is like, yeah, being in a particular time, when you're in the time, so you need to enjoy that particular time. That's what, I guess, I feel, that is the meaning of life, you being in the moment and enjoying life well, and don't regret anything while like you didn't did. You have to go with the flow, enjoy every little moment you are having. So yeah, any other views? Like anyone who wants to share?
So I just want to remind what Akshita said in the start of the session. Like when you reach that moment of it does not scare me anymore, as put by her. Like that is a moment where you realized the true purpose of your life. Like what extent you are going for anything else. What you are not afraid of being. So that's what is when you truly get what life is.
Yeah, and I wanted to add, point something out, Deepti, that you just said, which was wonderful. And that was that earlier, before this, you talked about how people generally, when they are on their deathbed, they call everyone they're close to and give out things, say things that they have not, like they've meant to say but haven't, ask for forgiveness to people, give forgiveness to people, and all of that. I also feel like it would be such a beautiful and more meaningful life if you just did it when it was supposed to be done. Like you don't have to wait till your deathbed to forgive a person or give something that say something to a person that you wanted to say to. Just say it when you want to say it. Just say the moment you feel like saying it. It would make your life a lot more meaningful and a lot more beautiful. So that is a very beautiful point that you pointed out, that you don't have to wait till the end of your life to do the things that you wanted to do for the most of your life. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, true, Bhavna. Yeah.
So
This also is happening because, as said in the book, we have just fallen back of the routine life which we are in, like paying our bills, cooking our food, doing our all day daily activities and all. So this is what we are least worried about our careers, about our future savings, and everything. And we just put all these important things aside, falling in this race, which we just realize are the only essentials when we reach to that stage, when we are knowing that we will be no more. And in such cases, like Morrie has faced, so it's really better when whatever comes to us, like let's tell it, like when we are being sorry to someone, let's let them know at the very right moment. And it makes us not to carry the regrets, like till long time, till we reach some part of our lives where we realize.
so yeah, the session is about to end in 5 minutes. So Shravya, do you want to share something?
So, Sneha here, just a wonderful perspective shared for finding a meaningful life. I just want to add Morrie's perspective on finding a meaningful life he has shared with Mitch. Just I want to just quote what Morrie said. Uh, so, shall I? Or
Yeah, share it.
yeah, so he shared, devote yourself to living others, devote yourself to your community around you, and devote yourself to creating something that gives you purpose and meaning. You notice there is nothing in there about a salary. The status will get you nowhere. Only an open heart will allow you to float equal between everyone.
Hi there, Sankit here. The interesting thing what I liked in the book was when he said that Morrie says that the time would come where he would need a person to even wipe his bottom and all those things. So he slowly started accepting. He says that. Like I don't have any other choice other than to accept it. So like even when difficulties come, it's better that we accept certain things and look at like what we have, what is left with us, and then move forward or something. So I just want to share one experience that. So like when I was in 8th standard or something, I had fractured my leg. So I was not like worried about it or much, but I was a lot excited because that was the time when I got my first computer or something, and I had that NFS game or something. So I was happy that I'll get that 21 days time and the fracture would be there and I could finish the game throughout. So like taking things positively sometimes, like even if some difficulties come, it's okay sometimes and just move on. Like life happens, we get a lot of problems. That was a really nice thing which I liked in the book. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Thank you, Sanket, for sharing your experience. Anyone else who wants to share?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I feel like I'll add a point. There's a quote in the book actually. It's like it's not always taking from people. It's even giving people. It's even giving people your time, and then your views and all. It makes people feel better. So it'll give people a confidence that they believe in you, and then they want to share things with you. And there's even one more thing, like be kind to people so that they can share things with you, and then love your loved ones and all. There's one more thing, like you can't even know like how your kindness will reflect in the healing of a people. So yeah, live your life happily, and then don't even according to me, meaningful life is like be you, and then don't leave things which bother you a lot. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, so it's time. So I'm ending the session with this quote. Keep me away from this wisdom which does not cry, the philosophy which does not laugh, and the greatness which does not bow before children. Thank you guys for sharing your experiences. It was a great session. Bye.